Hello everyone, this is George Zink. Hello, welcome to Zink Tennis Vlog. Today, most of the time we talk about my favorite subjects, is talking about life lessons. Ball, and it changes the speed of the ball, and it's like it's like in baseball, like throwing a curveball or throwing a changeup, right? In tennis, it's basically what it is. I know some kids out there, a lot of kids out there that I watch, use the slice as a defensive move, and I think it's a great play, no question. But I'm actually talking about using a slice during a point. If you see most two-handers, most of everyone today is a two-hander. You see some great one-handers out there. But if you see the two-handed backhand and they're in a cross-court rally point, they're hitting two-hander, 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 and they never really think about, hitting the slice. And one of the plays that I love is when, the cross-court slice, cross-court topspin, and then a slice down the line, right, that changes up the direction of the ball and it also stays low. Federer does this, the best. Down the line slice, then most of the time that person goes over and hits a forehand, and now you get a forehand. So it's a great way to do a change up and use it as a mix in the match. So really focusing on when you should use it, how you should use it. Now again, if you overuse it, then it doesn't become as effective. I think you got to find a right mix. So let's talk a little bit about how to practice it. And when to practice it. I think you got to have dedicated times. With my kids, we have dedicated times where we practice it for a good 20 minutes to half hour, and it's a really good drill. Like we'll just hit slice cross court, slice down the line, and we're just grooving on the slice, getting our feet in position. The other thing too is when I notice the kids use the slices, they get a little lazy with their feet, and they don't transfer their weight into the ball. It's really important to have the same intensity with your feet when you're using the slice. But to master the slice, again, I travel all over the world with my kids, and I just don't see many people using the slice well. And it's something that I really would work on a lot with my students. And I think that you need to work on it with make sure that your son or daughter, whoever coach they're working with, make sure that they're using the slice. Make sure that they're dedicated practice times that they're using the slice. The other thing, obviously, that you probably already know this, but a lot of times we use a slice approach shot. But if you're only slicing when you're approaching, then all of a sudden, the approach shot becomes risky. So the slice helps the approach shot. The other thing is that the slice and the volley have a lot in common, right? So I believe that the volley gets better when you have a great slice. Obviously, a volley's a lot shorter backswing, but the volley and the slice have a lot in common, right? The transfer of the weight. Ben and I talk a lot about this thing called, hit the ball in the middle of the push, where the weight is loaded on the back leg or the outside leg, and it's transferred to the front. And in the middle of that is the contact of the ball. So you're transferring your weight from the back to the, from the back into the court. And when you start to do that with the slice, you can really get a penetrating slice. Something that stays low, stays down. The other thing too is that in today's game, a lot of kids have extreme, Western grips, and they love the mid-high ball, like around their shoulder and high balls. But what ball do they struggle with? There is the really low ball, the low ball that they can't get underneath. So how do you get that there? By a slice. The other thing too, Federer does this one where it's the inside-out fader. So let's say I'm a right-hander rallying cross court. I slice, kind of inside of the ball down the line and make it fade outside, right? So it has a little inside out spin, right? And it shows a different look. And I can also draw my opponent in the court, right? So that now they have to come up, because a lot of juniors can't volley that well. So it's a great way to bring them into the net. One of the things as a coach, when if somebody splits sets, or if I'm giving coaching advice, if I say, look, every time this kid comes to the net, he struggles with the volley. But, some kids will look at me like, yeah, but I don't have no idea how to draw them in. What am I going to do? Hit them a drop shot? Or, what am I going to do? So that shot right there hits just a low angle slice or a low slice to the middle of, to the middle of the court, and something that they can't hit, not a high sitter, but something that they have to come in on. and then you're going to get a shot at a pass. Then you're going to make them volley. So it's one of the things that I would really, truly start practicing. Make it a part of your daily game and your daily practice and in your game. And another way to practice this is play a set. Play a set in practice that you can only hit slice backhands. And I did it with my daughter a couple months ago, actually. I should go out and do it more often, but I did it with her a couple months ago, and she was really frustrated. She's like, Dad, I just want to hit my two-hander. I just want to hit my two-hander. And, and she got frustrated, but she finished, and she saw the value of it after the set was over. So, do it and use this as a valuable tool, and I guarantee you that your game's going to get better. Thanks for listening to the Zink Daily Vlog, or not the Zink Daily Vlog anymore. It's just a vlog because we don't put it out daily. I had a lot of people say to me, don't put the daily in there because then you put too much pressure on yourself. I just looking to give you guys like great information, and a lot of my knowledge that's inside my head. This is a great way for me to get it out and to help you guys. I hope it's helping. If it does, leave a comment in YouTube. If you could go to my YouTube channel, Zink Tennis, and subscribe to my channel, you'll get this automatically. Then go and like my Facebook page. So if you could do that, that'd be great. My also website, zinktennis.com. We have a lot of services on there. Again, this isn't why I'm doing it. I'm really trying to just help people and give them value, and then if I can be a resource for them, I would love to do that. Thank you and have a wonderful day.